So there's this idea that INFJs have layers. That this idea that we aren't really who you think we are, especially upon first meeting. And I think there's a little bit of truth to that. Most INFJs are pretty. Well, I'll say this. INFJs, we're very intuitive, we're very emotionally intelligent. I think that's just kind of like one of those innate gifts. That introverted intuition, extroverted feeling function is the way that we perceive what's going on in people, and we can just read energy well. I think contributes to why we have so many layers is because our minds are just constantly turning, processing situations, and us being kind of naturally a little bit more maybe sensitive than other types. Not sensitive in this victim mentality, sensitive in the idea that we are very aware of what's at play, what's going on, motivations. We're always just listening on this different frequency than maybe what other types listen on. So I think over time, as we see that, the world is kind of crazy and the world's obsessed with the look of success and materialism and chasing after vanity, us being old souls, we kind of hide in these little shells that we've created. They're not bad. They are, in a way, maybe defense mechanisms, because the worst feeling is feeling misunderstood, or feeling like maybe that we're just like everyone else, or that we're average. And there's nothing wrong with being average in something. INFJs tend to gravitate towards people of substance and quality, someone that they have a connection with more than their status, their popularity, how well they are in life. It's an INFJ's friend group is probably one of the most interesting groups of people. Very eclectic, very diverse, open-minded. The INFJ thrives on those relationships with those people because they share the mutual quality of honesty, transparency, and there's this level of connection that the INFJ has, where most of the world and most people's idea of friends is complete rubbish. And I think we have layers because once we find that person or that group of people, we commit so much. And so I think naturally we're guarded because we would rather conserve that energy until we find, the 1 or 2, 3 people that we want to invest in. So INFJs see things a little bit differently, People say think outside the box. They don't really have a box to think outside of. So what you get is someone that is more guarded, chameleon-like towards the outside world, because they don't want to succumb to those patterns. They don't want to fall into those traps. They'd rather kind of be in the back, observing everything that's going on around them. And once they do find those connections here and there, that's when they commit, and that's when they are going to experience growth, and they allow themselves to be seen from a soulful point of view. Anyways, I think that's why INFJs have a lot of these layers. Isn't because we're these guarded, traumatized snowflakes. It's like we want connection, we want friendship, we want someone that we can just breathe with, let our guard down with. Enough of this bullshit. So layers aren't a bad thing. They're not a defense mechanism. The layers are more of like a strategic filter that processes and selects what is true, immediate, and worth the investment. So hope this helps.